Good morning. It's quite chilly that I actually have a blanket on. So I'm here this morning to just share with you again. I've been feeling really strongly that it's important to speak and just to keep speaking about openness and awareness and truth. My truth, I guess, because not everyone has the same truth, and I get that. But with everything that's been going on with the government, I see more and more control out there in the world. more, more, control, coercion, I guess. And it's just part of what we are grown to live with. We're taught to control and coerce to get what we want. It's just what we're taught. It's not bad, it's not good. It's just what is being taught as we grow up. And clearly, because we have a president who was trying to get what he wanted by controlling. And it's not bad and it's not good. It's just what happened. And I guess what I'm saying is that is what we know, so that is what we teach our children. But our children know something different. And we did too when we were children. And I'm saying, let's allow them to show us. Let's allow our children to show us what is needed instead of controlling and coercing and saying, well, everyone and everything has to be the same in order for things to work. Because our world is not the same, and our children are not the same as we were. And their children will not be the same as they are today. So things must change. And I don't mean little bitty bits of change. I mean big change. And there are changes happening in a lot of places. Okay, well, why not right here, right now? Why not with you, with me, with our kids? I read a post and it said, somebody posted, they questioned, well, what do we do now? What are we going to do to change it? And my answer was, we focus on what we desire. We focus on what it is that we do want. And then we move from that, knowing and feeling and belief, instead of focusing on what we don't want. Because, and I know I've done it too, because when we do that, we just bring more of that, because we can't help it. That's what we're focused on. My child is having problems at school. I don't know what to do. There's so much happening and it's never going to change, right? If we keep focusing on that, it's always the same. They always get in trouble. That's what's going to happen. They can't function at school. It's too hard for them, right? And I get it. It's very frustrating. It's very emotionally challenging. However, if we focus on how frustrating and how emotionally challenging it is, that's what we're going to keep getting. Our children know the reason why those things are happening is because they're trying to tell us something. So, what do we want? That's my first question to you. What do you want for your child? Everyone wants the same thing. They want our children to be happy, to feel accepted, to follow their bliss, to learn and grow and be healthy and strong, to live a lovely life that they love. Okay, then follow your kids because they know what they love. They know inside, step by step. There is no quick fix to this. People offer medication and they say that's the quick answer. That's the fix. That is not the answer. That is not the fix. For the moment, it is. For the moment, it seems like it's the answer. But what's really needed, in my opinion, is a change, a shift, a movement, a new way. an empowered way. Yeah. And that's actually the name of my program. But yes, an empowered way. Because we want our children to be empowered. We want to be empowered. And by taking something and by giving our power away and saying yes to the powers that be, okay, I'll do that. And yes, I will do this. I will do whatever you say. You're giving your power away. And so is your child. And I know you say things like, but I don't know what else to do. This is the only choice I have. But it isn't the only choice you have. I promise you. So if your child is having challenges and struggles and you have them on medication, okay, that's where they are now. You can move away from that. You can. If you don't want to, that's okay too. If your child doesn't want to, okay. If it's working for you and working for your child and there's bliss and empowerment, great, okay. But if there isn't, what now? You view things, you develop your new way. You move towards what it is you do want. And you begin step by step by a new way, doing things differently. Honestly, I get it. There's a lot of resistance to change. There's a lot of resistance to do things differently because, wait, but then I don't know what the outcome is. Right, I know. I resisted change for a long time. I stayed married when I shouldn't have. I stayed teaching when I shouldn't have. I stayed in relationships when I shouldn't have. I kept doing something with, choosing one way with my daughter when it wasn't working. When I finally let her choose, I followed her guidance, I guess you could say. I followed what she was telling me and I guided us. So here's just a quick story. I was divorced and I was having some financial troubles. This was, she was in second grade, yes. So there was a new school starting in my area in Florida, and it was a Democratic school, and I was so excited. I was so over the top excited. And so I interviewed, I got the job, and it was an absolute mess because I wasn't listening to the signs, to the guidance. And my daughter kept saying, I'll just go to the school down the road. And I said, but that's a public school, right? And I'm not saying public schools are bad. I'm just saying they weren't working for my daughter. And so, or for me, rather, also. I mean, I out of the box thinking. So democratic way is great. However, what happened, this school was a mess because instead of starting small, kindergarten through third grade or kindergarten through second, where they could start to form the democratic approach, they started K through 12, and it was a mess. You can't form something that big that quickly. And so it was very challenging and very difficult. So we were there for 3 months and we left. And my daughter went to the school down the road for a year. And when I cried and cried and cried and cried and walked into the building, wiped my tears off, walked into the building to meet the teacher was an alternative thinker. And she ran her class in a very alternative way. She understood children in a very different, unique way. And so actually my daughter knew. And so how does my daughter know? Because she was connected to that power inside of her, that thing inside that helps us breathe, that pumps our blood, that grows trees, that makes the sun shine, that thing. And she knew, without a doubt, I'll just go to that school. And she had no fear, no concern. And it was a very good year for her. I was able to get myself in a good direction, and then we moved to another part of Florida and started a new life. But step by step. And we were working on, meditations and empowerment things as well. But it was time for me to leave a situation that wasn't working. So why am I saying all of this? I guess because I want to share that I understand. And sometimes we resist because we don't want to do what we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. But if we can just, now I sit in silence a lot. Sometimes I close my eyes. Sometimes I'm just outside in nature. Sometimes I'm just sitting, petting my cat. I'm journaling sometimes. Sometimes I get information. But I do it a lot because that is me listening to that power I was telling you about inside of me, my heart. That thing that beats my heart. And when I listen to that, I trust it. And it always, 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 always tells me the right direction. But it only tells me a little bit at a time. And for so many years, I resisted the little bits at a time. I would then start to jump ahead and want to do the big thing. And then it wasn't that it was a bad choice, because there are none, but it wouldn't feel as good as if I would have just done step by step and trusted that I knew what to do next. It's scary, but I do know as I do step by step. And scary can also be exciting. We're all in this together, and we're all going through changes all the time, whether we realize it or not. So why not allow change? Right? Why not just accept it? Why not be in the moments through stillness and listen and follow that? Why not listen to our kids who know? Trust them. I have a Montessori background as well, and part of Montessori is trusting the children and really trust them. They really, really do know. I know you think maybe you don't, but I know there are people who think, my kid doesn't know, my kid's too young. But they do know. They really do. And once you let them know that you trust and believe in them, wow, watch out, because you're really going to get a lot of, oh my goodness, you really do know, because they're going to believe in themselves too, and they're going to believe that you believe in them. And then, that was a lot of beliefs, but then they'll share that with you. They'll share what they know with you. They won't hold it back anymore. They'll tell you what they want. They'll tell you what they need. And they won't be fighting so much because they won't have to. So maybe it sounds crazy, but give it a try. Just try it. Trust your kids. Trust yourself. It really, really does make a big difference when we trust in the process of growing through life by listening to our hearts, by listening to the love of our lives, hearts, which are our children. Being in stillness is as easy as just sitting in nature and drawing in the sand. You can start there. Walking, going for a hike and taking a walk and picking up leaves and then coming home, leaves and berries and twigs and whatever you find that's fascinating, and coming home and making a collage quietly. Quiet is important. And you say, oh, but my kid has so much energy. Well, they need to unwind some of that. And they will. I promise you, they will. They have lots of time to be energetic and run around and jump and scream and hop and skip and have a lot of fun. Quiet is fun too. They will do it. Even if it's only for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, that's enough, then that's enough. But they will. And when they do that and calm their nervous system with you as you do it, they will see you doing it. They'll want to do it too, especially if you do it together. Then things start to rewire in the brain. We start to feel differently. And so then our thoughts are different and our actions are different. It's worth a try. Yeah. So I hope you had a good morning so far. I have, and I'm getting ready to have some tea and meditate or just be, whichever feels right. Either way, it's the same thing. So sometimes I'll do different, like Kundalini meditation, and that is not the same as just being, but it still brings me to that same place just faster and actually does a lot of good for my body. So I'm not sure what I'm going to choose today, but it's going to be one of those. And we'll see, because I'm going to listen to my body and ask what it needs. And how do I do that? Well, I close my eyes, and I call this space my heart space, and I feel a ball of light there, and I allow it to expand all throughout my body and around my body. So I'm visualizing this and feeling it and expanding. And then I ask my body what it wants to do. What do you need this morning? And I'm getting an image of Kundalini Yoga. Kundalini meditation. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I trust that. My mind doesn't know. It thinks it does. And it has been in control in some times of my lives. In my lives, I've had plenty of lives. But right now, in this life, I'm listening here. When I say my body, that's my heart that I'm listening to, the voice inside. Thank you so much for being here with me. I'm so grateful that I'm able to share. And if you want to touch base and connect with me, please do. I'm more than happy to talk to you. I can't wait. So let's connect. Let me know if any of this is helpful to you. Let me know if you try it. Have a beautiful winter's morning. Enjoy the day.